All right, this is Adrian LaFosse with the Columbia New Home Buyer Team in Columbia, South Carolina. Today I'm in the Essex Homes neighborhood of Lincrest. It is October 25th, 2011. There's just a few lots left, and I wanted to show them to you. This is lot 55. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and swing around so you can see what surrounds it. Very big lots back here, a third of an acre to a half acre. This is in between two houses that are already built. And the topography, I'm going to assume, will be pretty darn similar to this house that's on the left. So I can show you, once that it's this lot is cleared, you get some idea of what it's going to look like. It's 4:30 p.m. You can tell that the sun is down low. So actually the sun will be setting sort of like dead center backyard on this one. So this is the backyard of the neighbor. That's the slope up front. And then back here, now actually technically the lot, the property line actually goes back into there, but that's a wetland area, a low-lying area that you can't build on. You can't take any trees. It's all protected, so it gives you a buffer. I can see some other houses, about 200 yards away or so, but you can barely see those. Actually, I see somebody's got a hammock in the back, because I'm right on the edge of the other property. They tried to save as many trees as possible, but also at the same time giving you a good bit of backyard. So it looks like it would be pretty similar to this neighbor's lot. Okay, and that was lot 55. In Lincrest. This is lot 15 in Lincrest. You notice that this actually goes down to a cul-de-sac. This is across the street. Up the street. It's the neighbor on the left. Alright, the house will be on a relatively flat lot, it appears. Not sure what it does. I think it dips down a little bit once it gets behind the house. This lot actually backs up to Rimmer Pond. It starts out as a gradual slope. It's hard to see, but it starts out as a gradual slope in the back, and then it drops off where you really can't do anything with it, because that leads to the buffer between the lot and the road. You see they're building another house right there. It'll be to this lot's right when facing the road. And there's a big buffer in between the two houses there, because that lot actually starts into the curve of the road, bearing off to the right. So that was lot 15. in Lincrest. This is lot 25 in Lincrest. I'll go ahead and swing around here. This is the house to the right. It's going to be a big buffer between those. Directly across is actually, that's their backyard. It's the house to the right. I may have said the original one was to the right, but it's actually to the left. All right, this is the lot here. And actually, you'll notice that the slope, I'm actually going to walk beside the house to the right, because I think what they're going to have to do is they're going to add a little bit of dirt, but they're actually going to make a bit of a slope on the back of the house, so you have a really tall crawl space. So I'm going to show you this house on the right is going to be probably closer to what I think that the topography will look like after the house is put down. Okay, so you'll see this right here, relatively flat in the beginning. It looks like they added some dirt right here, because you'll see the difference. That's a little bit slopier than what that is right there, but then it goes down into this backyard right here. And actually, it appears to me that lot 25 will actually have a little bit more of a backyard than the one to the right of it. Now you notice it starts to go deep into there. That could never be built on, but it appears this lot is actually above sort of the most of it is above that you know, going down deep into sort of a gully right there. And you can actually do, if you wanted to do something, if you wanted to take down more trees, or you wanted to put something in there in the woods, you know, a little getaway, so to speak, a little patio in the woods, that actually would be very receptive to that. This is a pretty nice lot, I think, especially since it's actually going to be even better than this one right here, is what it appears to me, because this one it dips down in quite deep, and this is sort of like the very beginning of it, on the tail end of the lot. So I'm going to go ahead and sweep around here. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and walk up towards the street. And that was lot 25 in Lincrest. Lot 27 in Lincrest. This one appears to me that it's going to have a more similar backyard and lot topography, similar to this house on the left. Right now there's other lots available to purchase to the right of it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and walk down in between the house and this available lot. And this is lot 27. And you'll notice, looking back up, there's a house across the street. There's actually a street that comes to there, and then there's some lots and houses down this cul-de-sac, but it doesn't go very deep. Okay, so this is what the backyard of this house looks like. And this one right here, it actually appears to me, again, depending on how far back the house sits and what floor plan you choose, you know, will also depend on how much depth that you have in your backyard. But it appears to me that you're not left with probably even less than that, because you'll notice that right away you'll see that it starts to get into, I'm going to find a way to walk back into there. You'll notice it starts to get into that low-lying area. not that far past what we call this black silt fence. So within 10 feet, at least right there, it seems to get deep. Right here it's relatively flat, but right there seems to be right in the middle of the lot. Okay, so that's this is lot 28 in Lincrest. Similar topography to lot 27. I'm going to go ahead and swing around here. You see there's the cul-de-sac right away. Also more available lots to the right and left of it and across the street. Okay, let's walk straight back into this lot. Again, similar to how I discussed lot 27, I think that's going to be similar type of backyard, because you'll notice that the this gives you a lot of privacy right here. I don't know if you you know, 50, 75 yards in between your houses at least. But you'll notice that it does drop off significantly right here. That that's part of those wetlands, part of that area that's protected, that you can't do anything with. You pretty much still let it go wild. So that's lot 27, lot 28. That's lot 29 over there, looking back towards the road. Looking across to lot 29. And so that was lot 28. This is lot 29. And actually, you'll notice it's going to be unusual shape, because there's to the left side of the lot. And then you'll notice that right there is a lot 30 sign. And because normally these lots have a lot of buffer in between them, that's going to be more of a pie shaped. Now this one, this 29, it's going to take some imagination to really figure out exactly where the house would sit and how much lot that you have behind, because this seems to be, from here on this road on the cul-de-sac, you seem to be about 50 yards or so from the other house, which on normal neighborhoods is not that close. For this neighborhood, it's a little bit closer, but it seems like you're going to have more side type of yard, because I'm going to guess that the house is going to go somewhere in this vicinity right here, but they can have all that side yard right there. So you'll notice that not that far beyond that that silt fence is where it starts again to that low point. This is another thing when you build a house and you're looking at raw land. Even with this, where they've already removed some of the vast majority of what they're going to need to remove for building a house. Again, what it's going to end up being, where afterwards you have to have a little imagination and you have to be accepting of that. You know, it's going to be different, because they're going to have to add dirt, or going to add a little bit here and there, and you know, they might not add some here where you were thinking they were, or they add some where you didn't know that they were. So that's lot 29. Actually, then you'll notice right here in front of the fire hydrant, you'll see lot 30. I don't see a marker that shows where the border is. Oh, that's actually right here, right beside. So actually, you'll notice that this one, the house is going to sit back much further off the road than normal, because actually, and it also, I'm going to guess that the lot flares off to the left, because it's really thin in between the houses, between this house and that house. So I'm thinking that, and I think this one is one of the larger lots, and it actually might even sit closer, or it's hard to tell, again, because you've got that protected area back there. And I'll walk up and I'll see how much past the silt fence it appears that you start seeing a sort of protected area. in actuality, there seems to be a decent distance here. This one might have, it may be hard to see on the video, but when I'm looking at it, it's sort of actually relatively flat, or the same type of topography in the back here, and it's way in the back that it really starts to dip down. And then you look here in the back, again, it's the same thing. It's a very, very similar topography to what's right here, which is flat but slopey at the same time. And you've got a good flat portion-esque right here. With all that foliage in there, it's hard to tell, but it's relatively continues a similar sort of topography to that right there, and then it seems to, as it gets further down, then it starts to get down into that more protected area there. And their fence does not necessarily denote where the property line is. It may just denote where they wanted to put a fence into. Again, it's relatively flat. It's even flatter than the front of the lot, going straight back right there. So I'm going to swing around here. So again, this is lot 30 looking back. If you see those black trash receptacles right there for construction, and you see the fire hydrant, again, it's going to be more of a pie-shaped or a triangular, more than a traditional rectangular lot. But pretty nice all in all. Alright, so that was lot. Alright, this is lot 34 in Lincrest, directly across the street from lots 27, 28, 29, 30 that are available to build on. Down into this cul-de-sac right here. And you'll actually you'll see in a moment that there's a pond to the left of this lot. So that's where it is on the left-hand side when you're facing it. You notice right there where it starts the other property. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and walk down the left side of the lot. Alright, so there is the pond right there. There'll at least be some portion that goes right up to the pond on this lot. Won't be a lot, but it looks like it'll be some portion. And then, and I'm not sure how much of the backyard there will actually be. It's sort of a little tough to see, because it does, the last third of the lot does slope quite a bit. I mean, it may or may not, because it's hard to tell once you, because of all the growth that's in here. Yeah, it appears that the last third does slope, probably even maybe more so than that. But it's just really, really hard to tell. That, you get a really good idea of the slope of lot 34.